thinks in his mind, I'm not going to disturb this young boy. Because of the ta'ab, being a shab, being a young boy, inexperienced in the field of striving in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, tiredness and fatigue has taken him over. Let him sleep, and I will prepare the meal. As he's preparing the meal, his eyes fall on the young boy, and he sees the boy beginning to laugh and smile in his sleep. And then he opens his eyes. He gasps and he finds, Ya Ammi, oh my uncle, it's not befitting for you, Abu Khudama Ash-Shami, that I am preparing the meal. Forgive me for my mistake, let me return back to my duty. Abu Khudama Ash-Shami said to him, Ya Wallahi, I'm not going to let you return until you don't tell me, why was you laughing, why was you smiling in your sleep? Tell me the ru'ya that you saw. So the boy narrates, Ya Abu Khudama Ash-Shami, this is what I saw in my dream. I saw in a dream, I had entered into paradise. That's what I saw in my dream. And I entered into paradise, and I'm walking through paradise. And I come to a great big palace. And I see beautiful women in front of that palace washing themselves. And I look at them, and they look at me, and they say, he is the beloved one. He is the blessed one. He is the chosen one. He is the most benevolent and the loved husband, pointing at me. Zawjun Mardiya, referring to me. And they told me to enter into the palace. When I entered into the palace, I saw a woman whose beauty that flabbergasted my mind, blew away my mind, blew away my soul. And I approached her to touch her. She said to me, La, you will meet me tomorrow after Dhuhr. And that is when I smiled and I laughed and I woke up. We will meet tomorrow after Dhuhr will be the meeting between me and you. In the morning we find that Abu Khudama Ash-Shami begins to prepare his battalion. They begin to read ayat from Surah Al-Anfal, the chapter entitled The Booty, to build the emotions of the believers around him. Every single individual is meeting one another. They've all got someone to meet. As for the boy, he has no one to meet in the ranks of his battalion. He begins to ride at the front of the army. Abu Khudama Ash-Shami says to him, go back, my young boy. Go back, my young son. You are inexperienced. You don't have the faculty. You don't have the ability to understand the tactics of warfare. You don't have that experience. This is the first warfare that you are taking part in. Return back. He goes, La wallahi, I'm not going to return back. I came here for a purpose. I came here for a goal. I'm going to remain here. As they begin to argue, war breaks out between the Muslims and the Crusaders. Every man is for himself. Abu Khudama Ash-Shami now begins to carry on what he's best at doing. And every single individual around him begins to strive and struggle in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you find that fighting continues until Dhuhr, whereby the Crusaders are destroyed. Every single individual is looking for the other individual. And Abu Khudama Ash-Shami begins to look for the young boy. So everyone is looking for his sahib, the comrade that was beside him, the companion that fought with him, the friend that was with him. They're all looking for each other. As for Abu Khudama Ash-Shami, begins to look for the young boy, looking everywhere, till eventually he hears a voice shouting out, send me my son, send me my uncle, call me my uncle Abu Khudama Ash-Shami. Where is my am? Where is my blessed uncle? Abu Khudama Ash-Shami comes up to him. The boy gives a wasiyah, a legacy to Abu Khudama Ash-Shami. Abu Khudama Ash-Shami begins to clean the young boy's blood with his own shirt. The young boy begins to cry. Khudama Ash-Shami, don't use your shirt. Use my shirt. And the reason I want you to use my shirt is take it back to my mother. Show it to my mother. I didn't die as a coward. So my mother can see the blood on my shirt and not on your shirt. Ya Abu Khudama Ash-Shami. Abu Khudama Ash-Shami, a great mujahid, begins to weep and cry. Has been ajaib in his life, but has never seen anything like this. Don't wipe it with your blessed shirt. Oh, my blessed uncle, use my shirt and take it back in this bag and show it to my mother. And tell my mother, I fought like a warrior. I didn't fight like a coward, and I never turned back. Give that glad tidings to my blessed mother. So he places, and the boy takes his shahada at that stage, بإذن الله تعالى, بعد الظهر. فكان موعده, the promise that was given to him, you will meet us in paradise after Dhuhr. And that was a promise that Allah had written down for his young individual. So they begin to return. And the boy gave him another wasiyah, that be easy towards my daughter, my sister. She loves me so much. And many love that she shows towards me, she was not able to bear it, that now I am missing. Abu Khudama Ash-Shami returns back once again. Every single comrade is meeting their family, meeting their beloved ones. Abu Khudama Ash-Shami has got the wasiyah, the legacy to find the mother of this boy. He doesn't even know her name. He doesn't know where she lives. All he knows that there's going to be the daughter, the sister of Abu Khudama Ash-Shami, to come out and meet this young boy. When he arrives back to the location, this young girl is running and asking every single individual, have you seen my akhi? Hal ra'aytum akhi? Have you seen my brother? They said, who is your brother? We don't know your brother. She begins to ask every single individual, till eventually Abu Khudama Ash-Shami hears her asking about the boy. And he says to the girl, take me to your mother. I want to meet your mother. And when he approaches the door, he says to the mother, or the mother says to him, have you come with sadness or have you come with happiness? If he's returned with the booty, or my son has come back, then that is the sadness. And if you have come that he fought and he died, then that is the happiness I want to hear. He took out the clothes and he presented it to the mother. The mother said, Allahu Akbar, and she walked straight into her house. As for the daughter or the sister of this young boy, she collapsed and began to wail and cry. And as for his mother, she returned back into her home. And Abu Khudama Ash-Shami wants to go and maybe offer some words of condolence to her, or say something to her, and begins to knock on the door. She refuses to open the door. All he hears her saying is, Allahumma qaddamtu zawji wa ikhwani wa ibni. Oh my Lord, I presented my husband, my brothers, and I presented my son towards you. And that is the end of the case of this mother. That is al-mushtaquna ila Jannah. Those people who want to strive to make it towards paradise. And even the people who make it to paradise. Adna ahlul Jannah. That the least people of paradise, what they will be given when Musa alayhi salam in Sahih Muslim asks about who is the last person to make it to paradise. It will be an individual who is on the edge of Jannah and sees the trees of Jannah and says, Ya Rabb, bring me close to that tree so I may rest underneath its shade and drink from its water. I will not ask you for anything else. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the nature of human being, of an insan. After a short while, he said, Ya Rabb, bring me closer to the following tree so I may rest underneath its shade and enjoy the water underneath this tree. I will not ask you for anything else.